What's up, boys and girls? This is Lance White, and you are watching WGS-TV.
Welcome to another installment of WGS-TV right here on YouTube.com/WrestleGamer. I am Billy Boudreaux, and sorry for being gone for a little while, guys. Wasn't feeling too good the past few days, but as you can see, I'm back. I am better. So we're going to start off by catching up on a couple of the reviews here. On this first video, I'm going to take a look at Impact Wrestling for the week of March 22nd, 2012. Now, we open up with footage taken from Victory Road showing Bobby Roode's disgusting actions, as I'm trying to get rid of a mosquito, disgusting actions when it comes to Dixie Carter and everything that happened after Victory Road went off the air. And we see that she was kind of getting manhandled, or woman-handled rather, by Bobby Roode. And so we open up the segment, and it looks like Dixie Carter was going to fire him, and then Sting comes out and says, no, that's too easy. They don't get the kind of revenge that he wants. So he wants to keep him on there because, remember, at Lockdown, it's going to be Bobby Roode and James Storm inside the steel cage for the World Heavyweight Championship. But then we get a more interesting notion, and a different take to the segment. Sting saying that, you know, he can't be the GM anymore. It's just not working out because he can't be a part-time wrestler and a part-time GM at the same time, and therefore he wants to step down. But then he makes the announcement that he wants somebody to take his spot, and he's already got someone really credible. The crowd starts chanting it, and we all kind of figured Hulk Hogan, and that's what Sting said, Hulk Hogan. Average opening to Impact, you know. I wasn't expecting Sting to say that he was ready to drop out as GM, but I didn't, you know, that was something I didn't expect. I did expect him to come out and stop Dixie Carter from firing Bobby Roode for what happened at Victory Road, but Sting saying that he can't be general manager anymore, I wasn't expecting that, so that's why I give it a 3 out of 5. And then we have an 4-way X Division Championship match. It's Austin Aries, A-double, defending against Zema Ion, Anthony Nese, and Kid Kash. Phenomenal match. And all four guys really came to shine, which makes, you know, one of the reasons why I'm such a huge fan of the X Division, you know, showcased in this very match. The excitement, you know, the aerial tactics that we've seen, and the all-around quality, entertaining matches that we expect to see from the X Division. Now, as good as the overall match was, the ending, I don't know about. Because considering the fact that they actually, instead of having a clear-cut winner and a decision in this match, what do we do? Or what does TNA do? They say Bully Ray's pissed, so they send him out there, beat everybody up, because apparently on this week's Impact, that Bully Ray's not taking any hostages. I'm going to give the match a 3.5 out of 5. Reason why I give it a 3.5 out of 5, guys, is, you know, it's an overall quality, entertaining, good match that we expect from the X Division, but I kind of disagree with the way the ending went with Bully Ray. They could have gone something better. You know, I really would have liked to see a clear-cut winner, a clear-cut ending to the match. You know, have a clear winner, instead of having it end in a no contest by having Bully Ray come out and beat up everybody that was in the match. Next up, we have the Knockouts Tag Team Title Match. Yes, you heard me right. The Knockouts Tag Team Title Match with Eric Young and ODB. Yes, you heard me right again. Eric Young is a Knockouts Tag Team Champion, and well, let me set this up a little bit better than that, because an interesting segment happened before this tag match happened. For those of you who are familiar with it, there's a show on Spike TV called Repo Games. And what they had, the way they set this situation up is apparently Anarchia of Mexican America's car is up for repo. And, you know, they had the opportunity to play repo games, and answer some questions to keep their car and have their actual note paid off. Instead, they got the first question correct, and he missed the last two. So the guy, I don't remember what his name was, but he was the big tall dude from Repo Games. He gave them the opportunity to earn the money by winning their tag matches, for Sarita and Rosita to win their Knockouts tag team title match, and for Mexican America to win their tag team title match against Samoa Joe and Magnus. So thus we have this first Knockouts tag team title match set up, and wowie, wow. First off, it's great to see Rosita back on Impact, I'll say that. It's always nice to see Sarita, I'll tell you that. But it's good to see Rosita back on an actual Impact and actually doing something on TV. Now, as far as this match goes, it was when ODB was in there, yeah, it's the usual ODB business. You know, she knows how to wrestle. She knows how to bring that kind of intensity and whatnot. But when Eric Young is in there, he brings a certain level of wackiness. Into this match, and especially when ODB needed a tag, so she tags Eric Young, and instead of going on the offensive for his team, he starts cutting cartwheels left and right, and then he gets the notion to take off his pants, take off his trousers as usual, where it shows his leopard skin bikini that he has underneath it. Well, I think it was purple this week. I'm not really sure. I'm sure that's an image I don't want in my head, and I'm pretty sure that's an image nobody wants in their head. But here's the interesting part of the match. Yeah, you heard me right. I said interesting. Sarita and Rosita were going to try to use their sex appeal to kind of sway Eric Young into a possible, position where they could easily take advantage of him, and he could be rolled up, and they could count the 3 count and win the match. However, ODB saw that. ODB saw every bit of that, and she kind of upset and beat the ever-loving crap out of Sarita and Rosita. Now, Eric Young, after ODB beats the ever-loving crap out of Sarita and Rosita, she kind of confronts Eric Young, reminds him about the ring that she put on his hand, and it looks like, we could be having, some problems in the town of Eric Young and ODB. And then what happens? ODB plants one on Eric Young. He gets excited and covers Rosita for the win. Next up, we have a segment involving Cowboy James Storm. James Storm just continues to improve and get better and better and better every week with his mic skills. Very impressed. Don't be surprised if TNA loses him, that he'll pop up in the WWE, because he's really starting to turn some heads. I'm really impressed with Cowboy James Storm's work. There are a lot of people in TNA that are really improving that we could possibly see in TNA on a future date. But anyway, as far as this segment goes, what happened is James Storm was coming out to kind of address the situation with Bobby Roode and what he did with Dixie Carter, and he said he's going to be taking all the wrongs that Bobby Roode has done, and he's going to right them at Lockdown when he becomes the World Heavyweight Champion. And then we have this person coming out named William Kelly. Apparently, he said he is a legal representative of Bobby Roode's, as you can hear Jody and Cody playing in the background. But apparently he says he's a legal representative of Bobby Roode's, and he says that he's going to be staying at his home until Lockdown because of certain reasons. Yeah, sure. And, of course, James Storm says, well, I never done like legal representatives, so gives him the last call super kick, and he gave him a pretty decent last call super kick right to the jaw. Just for, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 because I believe, personally, that Cowboy James Storm actually carried this segment. He was by far he performed a little bit better in this segment. William Kelly, I don't know, he was just kind of dull and dreary, in my opinion. He really didn't add anything to the segment. Instead of he was just out there and just reading notes that he had on his paper. But Cowboy James Storm really carried the segment. So, and this is also the segment that we get to find out that later on he's going to have a handicap match with Christopher Daniels and Frankie Kazarian. And then we have a segment. Kurt Angle's getting a little upset because Jeff Hardy has re-challenged him to another match, this time at Lockdown inside of a steel cage. And then we hear the camera guy who's talking with him make mention of the fact that Garet Bischoff actually survived a 5-minute challenge with Kurt Angle, and Kurt Angle makes another challenge to him for a 3-minute challenge this time. And, of course, Garet Bischoff accepts. So we get to this, and at first it's Kurt Angle just toying with Garet Bischoff, and then we actually see some really good spots with Garet Bischoff in this match. I think he pulled off some really good moves, and he's really starting to improve in his ring abilities, along with his mic skills. So Garet Bischoff, he's starting to look like he has a future in the wrestling business, not just because his last name is Bischoff. But this 3-minute challenge was thrown out because of a run-in with Gunner. He starts beating up Garet Bischoff, and then Jeff Hardy runs in and makes the save. So don't be surprised if we see a tag team match next week involving Jeff Hardy and Garet Bischoff teaming up to take on Kurt Angle and Gunner. Just saying, could happen. Then we have the tag team title match with Samoa Joe and Magnus going against Mexican America. And, if it was good. Well, it was a good and bad to see Mexican America on there because, like I said before, Mexican America is nothing but a lame ripoff of the Latin American exchange with Homicide and Hernandez. And I was never really impressed with their in-ring work as a tag team. Hernandez, I got nothing but the utmost respect for him. He's always been a talented guy inside the ring. He could do a lot of things a lot of the current big men today can't do. But, the tag team work of Mexican America, I'm just not impressed. I was never really impressed with their in-ring ability. I never really understood why TNA actually tried putting the tag team titles on them in the first place when they had their first run. And, they could see they were kind of getting over his heels, but their in-ring work just sucked. They just sucked as a tag team. As far as I'm concerned, Hernandez carried that team. Hernandez has always carried that team. Anarchia, I'm just not impressed. I am just not impressed. He has his speaking, his mic skills, I'm not impressed with, and his in-ring ability, I'm just not impressed with. I don't even know why they have this guy on the TNA roster. I'm just not impressed with Anarchia whatsoever. I wasn't surprised to see Samoa Joe and Magnus actually retain their titles because the way everything was going, it didn't look like Mexican America was going to win it anyway, and they're going to play up to the angle where, they were going to win, and Anarchia was going to lose his car. Match quality, I thought it was okay, so I'm just going to get a 3 out of 5. Then we have Cowboy James Storm taking on both Christopher Daniels and Frankie Kazarian. I cannot say anything bad about the way they did this match. I cannot say anything bad about it because I thought they did it beautifully. It was executed really well. But the fact that we knew that Cowboy James Storm was on such a push right now, especially for his main event match at Lockdown, it was no surprise to me that he was going to win the match. But he did it. They pulled it off phenomenally. They pulled it off phenomenally, and that's why I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5. I thought they did it, superbly. Cowboy James Storm getting the win. And, he's actually taking his version of the super kick, the last call, and making it kind of lethal with the way he executes it. And that's the kind of the thing we needed to see. We used to see Shawn Michaels be able to do that with the sweet chin music. And James Storm is actually really perfecting it, with his version of the last call. And then we have the segment that could have answered it, but left everybody hanging. And I'm talking about the segment with Sting, Dixie Carter. Dixie Carter said that, yes, she would trust Sting's judgment, saying that, you want Hulk Hogan to run the company. I'm going to trust him to do it. Then we have Hulk Hogan come out, and they end the show without an answer. Way to leave everybody leaving on a cliffhanger, TNA. way to leave everybody leaving on a cliffhanger. You know, you could have ended the show on a high note with Hulk Hogan's answer, and instead you leave us all hanging. We don't hear Hulk Hogan's answer, so we have to wait until next week to hear what Hogan says. So I'm going to, just because, you know, I really disagree with the point to leave the show on a cliffhanger, I'm going to give that last segment a 2 out of 5. They could have done a lot better. You know, we could have ended the show with Hogan's answer, but, you know, but on the same token, we could kind of see what TNA is doing here. You could see what TNA is doing, and that's keeping the crowd interested. You know, yes, it would have been good to see what Hulk Hogan's answer was going to be, but since we didn't get a chance to see it, what they have done is they've given everybody the interest to tune in to next week's show just to hear what Hulk Hogan is going to say in response to Sting wanting him to take over as general manager of Impact. I'm just saying, I'm just trying to make heads or tails out of it for you guys. But what I want to know from you, the WGS-TV viewers and subscribers, your thoughts on Impact Wrestling this week. Be sure you leave your comments in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and favorite this video. So, and if you haven't yet, be sure you subscribe to youtube.com/WrestlingGamer. So with that being said, I'm Double B Billy Boudreaux saying thank you very much for watching.